Okay, so let's get started and record our first track of our podcast so that we have some audio to use throughout the course of this lesson. And so I can get into the fun stuff right away and show you how to get going with the recording. So I'm going to use the male voice track, which I've clicked on already, and you can see that it's highlighted in blue, indicating that that's the track I'm going to record in. So to record is very simple. Just take your mouse down to the bottom where you see the controls for the playhead. The playhead is that red line that you can see right here at the 0 marker. When I hit record or play, that red line is going to start to move, indicating that time is passing by. You can also see over here to the right that there is a clock, and right now it is set at 0 minutes. You can adjust this clock and change it to different settings depending on what you're doing. I like to keep it on the clock when I'm recording a podcast because it tells me how much time has elapsed, obviously. But to do our recording, let's just hit the red button and get going. Hi, so this is my first recording in this demo podcast on Garageband. Enjoy! Okay, and then I just hit the stop button. It was a square down in my control panel, and that stopped the playhead at around 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds. You can see over here again on the clock. Now, what you see on your screen are a couple things. At the top up here on your track row, you can see that there is a purple box representing the recording, and we can do a bunch of things with that I'll show you later. But that's kind of like a summary wave form, if you will. And then down below is what you see is a little bit more detail about that individual track, and you can see the actual lines of the audio, and that represents volume over time. So what you notice right away is that there's some silence here in the last second or so. And so why don't we have some fun and just get rid of that silence real quickly. What I do is I just click outside of there, and then I click and drag my mouse into the waveform, selecting a portion of that waveform, and then I hit delete. And then that trims my audio so that there's not some silence at the end. And then what I'll do is I'll move my waveform over to the right a little bit because I've got some silence at the beginning that I want to get rid of as well. So I click outside of the waveform, drag my mouse in right up to the wave right there, and I'm going to hit delete again, thereby getting rid of the silence at the beginning. So I've gotten rid of the silence at the beginning. At the end, I've got a nice tight package for my recording, and I can go up to the top or the bottom, either one. I can drag that right back by holding down my mouse and dragging the waveform back to the beginning at the 0 minutes marker. So let's rewind that and play it back so you can hear what it sounds like. If you go down to your controls, you can see that there is a rewind button. This rewinds you all the way back to the beginning. So you click that. The clock gets reset, indicating that you're at the beginning, and then you can hit the play button. Hi, so this is my first recording in this demo podcast on Garageband. Enjoy! Okay, so that was our first recording.